Hello everyone, and I'd just like to say thank you for everybody who has subscribed to the channel so far, and thank you for watching my videos and liking them. It makes me want to carry on. Today I want to talk about Oscars. I own two myself. These are my first Oscars, and I read up a lot before keeping them. I've always wanted to keep them, and there's a few things that people don't realise when they're getting into Oscars, and one is how big they get, and second is it's how big they get, but it's how quick they grow. Their span is so quick, and I've not known a fish to grow as quick as Oscars. I've noticed that with mine. I got them when they were 2 inches, so I'm guessing they're about 2 months old, going on the rule of an inch a month. So I've had them about 2 months-ish, and I'm going to guess about 4 inches already, and they're putting on some size really quick. And people get these fish and they get them in this cute little puppy dog size, and they're 2 inches, and then before you know it, this fish is 15 centimetres, and it's the size of an adult plek, maybe even bigger, and they don't know what to do with it. They've got it in a 20 gallon because that's what they've brought, and they go out and buy an Oscar and they're stuck with it, or they get rid of it, or they release it, or they put it in a pond or something like that, and it dies, and it's not fair on the fish. So make sure you do your research, and it's best just to go out and buy a big tank. Go out and buy a big tank. Yes, it's a little tiny baby Oscar this big, but it's soon going to get like this, and possibly bigger, like this much of a big fish. And I'm preparing for that. I've got two. I will need to get a bigger tank, I know I will. When the time comes for them to go into a bigger tank, they will, and I look forward to sharing that with you as well. And I look forward to you watching the Oscars grow up with me and experiencing everything that I experience, and that's the best thing about it. Now, on the ways of aggression, Oscars aren't like your typical fish. They don't have a set temperament. They don't have a set they don't have a set aggression. They aren't aggressive to this fish, but not aggressive to this one. I've got some Oscars that I've seen that are swimming around with corridors and clown loaches and haven't took a bite yet, and these are adult fish that could swallow one of them whole and in one bite. And then I've seen Oscars that are chowing down on plex and killing themselves. So it all depends on each individual fish. Oscars are known to be moody fish. They can be grey at times. You put your hand in, they don't bother you. The next day, you could put your hand in, it wants to chew your finger off. But it's not going to, it's going to peck and charge at your hand. So each fish is individual, and it just depends on that fish, the mood that fish is in, and just the personality of that fish. One of my Oscars, my albino, I don't think it's an albino because it's still got black on it, I keep forgetting the name for them, but my white Oscar, that one will chase an angel and it will leave it alone. My black Oscar, he's the bully and the boss of the tank. He'll chase an angel, he'll nip at a fin, he'll nip at this fin there, he'll nip at that fin there. He doesn't want anything to do with the angels. He wants the angels to be as far away from him and his little wood structure I've got in the tank, which you'll see in previous videos and videos to come. He wants them away from him wherever he is. He wants the angels on the other side of the tank, and he'll chase them off to the other side of the tank. Feeding time, if I hang around the tank too long, he'll charge the angels, because he's telling them to back away from the front of the tank. He wants to be fed first, he'll get fed first, and then the angels come, and the angels then have their food. So I feed Oscars first. I try to keep the Oscars as fed as possible, so if anything does happen or they feel a bit peckish, they won't graft them with a fish. I've got some worms coming today, some earthworms that I'll be feeding my Oscars and to do a video on, so I hope you all enjoy that. It's the first time they have any sort of live food. They've been fed on pellets. I've tried to raise them on pellets. I don't want them, I want to diminish their prey drive as much as I can, because I hope to keep my angels. If they carry on the way they are and they get bigger, they can cause some damage. So I'll end up having to give my angels away to my friend who's got a nice big 5 foot already with angels and severums, and he's already said he'll take my angels if need be, you know, because these angels mean a lot to me. I brought these angels and I've paired them off myself, and I think I've got a pair, but they're just too stressed with the Oscars to want to breed, so I might just give them to him and see if he can get them breeding, and that would be nice. What else? Yeah, I've got a tour with GNR cichlids soon. GNR cichlids, GNR discus again soon. We're going to be doing some DIY stuff, so he'll show you how to make a DIY filter. I'll be doing a video on his fish room, pictures and videos of how step by step how he built his fish room. Not how to make one, but everything he did while he was building it, putting flooring in, putting insulation in the walls, bringing tanks in, stuff like that. There'll be pictures and stuff like that. It won't be a tutorial or anything like that. But I can ask him in the future if you want me to sit in front of the camera like I am and tell you exactly what he was doing and how he did it and the steps he took to do it and the prices and stuff like that. I can get him to do that if you want me to. And I'll be doing more videos on the Oscars. I haven't done that many videos on the pond. I've got goldfish fry that have grown quite a bit. You'll see my older videos that I did on some fry, and they were like teeny tiny size. Well, they're not that big anymore. They're probably about just past the size of half of a little finger or so. They're about the size of, I reckon. So I might do another video on them if you want me to. They're growing slow because they're outside. I'm trying to raise them in a natural environment without heat, a pond environment, because that's what them fish are for. It's natural, cold water pond. It just takes them longer to grow up. I'm hoping I'll get them growing before winter, otherwise I'll have no choice but to bring them indoors and put them in my tropical tank. Don't worry, they'll be in a confined box away from the Oscars. The Oscars ain't going to have a nice snack. Yeah, so that'll be it. We've got plenty more planned, so I'm not just releasing little clips here and there and little snippets and music videos and stuff of the fish. I've got stuff planned. I'm just trying to give you content while I go through with recording this stuff. So thank you all for subscribing. Thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, just subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you next time. Thank you again. Bye.